Hey guys, welcome to another Tuesday video. And on this video today, I'll be looking at helping you with your dead bugs. Why dead bugs? Because that's one of the best exercises you can do to help with that transverse abdominis, which is responsible for healthy spine and keeping that pelvis in place. All right, so let's go. All right, guys. So the dead bug exercise is a great contralateral movement that you will learn. I'm going to teach you today that you can do. And what's great about this exercise is that it's very a little or probably no stress on the lower back. Because I mean, when you think about doing abdominals or exercises for the core, it's a lot of flexion type exercises. And a lot of people end up, feeling a tweak in their back or they strain their back or they try doing sit-ups or pull-ups or whatever it is. Um, and why I wanted to show you this is because we spoke last week about the pelvic tilt, where you have the anterior and the posterior pelvic tilt. Now, the spine is something that it links the upper body and the lower body via the pelvis area and the shoulders that we will call the engines of our bodies because that's where the real movement happens here and in this joint, happens here and in this joint here. So in order for these joints to be able to do the job that they're supposed to do properly, our core, our spine, I should say, needs to be supported and also needs to be, I would say, given that like a stabilizing effect. And that is what our muscles of the abdominal area is for. There's going to be four major groups. We have the rectus abdominis, the internal and external obliques, and the one that is able to create intra-abdominal pressure, which is like the best way to stabilize the spine, is called the transverse abdominis. Now, the transverse abdominis, when you think about that, I have a video on this on social media, and I talk about it where I say it resembles that of a corset because that's what it does. It stabilizes the whole abdominal area here. So how do we work that? How do we strengthen that transverse abdominis? And that's why I'm going to show you how to do the dead bug because the dead bug is perfect for that. And there's no pressure on your lower back. Now, also, if you're here for the first time, please hit that notification button and please subscribe to this video. I'm also trying my new headset that is able to act as a mic for my phone camera that I'm using. So I'm hoping my audio is much cleaner and clearer than before. There's a lot of breeze here too, so uh, bear with me if it comes out where you're hearing all the breeze and stuff. All right, so let's get to the dead bug and the positioning and the do's and don'ts of what you want to do to get this exercise going. All right, let's go. Okay, so for the dead bug, what do you want to do? We're gonna get flat on the back. So that's the first thing we're gonna get going. Right. So once you're flat on your back, naturally there's gonna be a little space underneath here because we have different curves in the spine. And this is what you call a little lordosis on the lumbar spine. And we also have one underneath here with the cervical spine, and also this one where the thoracic spine is. You can't really see that because it's curved the other way, so it's hitting the ground more. You'll find your shoulders and ribs and stuff hitting the ground more. So you have your pelvis here, and what I want you to do is, first of all, let's get our breathing corrected. I firstly want to, hey, stop that. Firstly, want to make sure that I tilt my hip this way because if I don't do that, when I start moving my legs, I'm going to put a lot of pressure on my lower back to keep this arch going. So we want to eliminate the arch by just pushing down, turning the pelvic this way, this way, which would be giving it a nice posterior pelvic tilt. And we are going to raise the two knees into a flexed state. So now that we eliminated this space here, we want to know the object of this exercise is to be able to create stability by the abdominal area, the transverse abdominis, holding your core to be able to extend the leg and the arms opposite while we're doing it together to hold and brace the rest of your body. So it looks something like this. Now the thing with this is the breathing is where it really the magic happens because this is what it looks like, the dead bug. So it looks like a dead bug, and think about it, when a bug is dead, the feet is up in the air, right? So when you have the body trying to, or the extremities going in one direction, so this is what it looks like. I'm going to have my left leg go down and my right hand go back. What I'm going to do is this. Now, I can do this all the time, and I'm talking to you, right? That's not really the exercise. The exercise is to be able to do this movement in a very slow and controlled manner while you're breathing out. So it's going to start like this. The two hands are in the air, and I also want to make sure that your feet not just hang in there, but make your foot into a flat foot like that, where it's dorsiflexed, especially when you're lowering the leg. So we're starting here and opposite sides, contralateral movement taking place. I'm going to be lowering down and I want to be counting to 4 in my mind at least. And also, I'm going to be breathing out, not in, breathing out. So this is what it looks like. In order for me to come back up, I'm going to be breathing in, up. You could take a breath out if you want, or if you can just want to go to the next side and breathe out, that's fine. But if you're now trying this for the first time, I suggest you catch yourself here and then again, take the deep breath in. So what you're trying to do in exhaling, you're actually releasing the air and creating a nice pressure inside of that thoracic cavity, and that is where you're going to get the transverse abdominis actually working because it's doing the job it's supposed to do, which is stabilizing your core and also your spine, which is the aim we're trying to get at. What I want you not to do is sometimes people will be it's a little difficult to do the contralateral movement. So if you don't want to do that, you can just keep your hands up and just put one foot out at a time instead of moving the hands with the legs. As you get into it more and more advanced, you can add the arms and the legs to the movement. Remember, it's opposite sides. Also, some people may not be able to go back with their hands because of lack of mobility in the shoulder joint to be able to get the arms overhead without over exaggerating and the ribs coming up, and you feeling like you have to like fight to get your hands over your head. um don't Try not to worry too much about that. Your hands could come here for the most part. That's fine as well. You want to be able to create a nice uh I would say like a concave right here of the core. So think about when you're doing a crunch. that way that you want to get the core to this way, almost like crunching together. That is what you want to create. So watch how far you're gonna keep your feet, the knees. So don't have it too far back. This is where you want it to be here, 90 degrees with the hip joint, right? So remember, not too much, not too far back. Just enough that you eliminate the space. And that is pretty much your dead bug. And I mean, it's something that I really enjoy doing because, as I said, it's safe on your lower back and it also works that muscle that is often neglected, which is the transverse abdominal. So I hope that this is something you're definitely going to try. And remember, um, if it's the first time you're doing it, always try to regress first. Don't do the arms and then progress into the full complement of the exercise. Now, when you're doing the exercise, you want to count four of extending the leg and the arm. And when you reach to that bottom position, you're going to pause for 2 seconds and pull back up to 4 seconds. So think about four down, pause for two, four up. And that's going to be a bird dog. And yeah, you got this. It's something that I know you're going to appreciate. And I'd love to hear from you about what your experience was like doing this. Thanks for viewing, guys. And see you guys next week. No, no, no. See you guys Friday. Bye.